long tree. I wish I had.
There we go.
There was this stand right in the middle of the road.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get started here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. These are really fun, these exhibition nights that I've always learned quite a bit from these. And I think we have 36 images altogether tonight.
Yeah, I
So
think that
thank
is.
you for those who submitted images and that. Looking forward to seeing those. And again, what we'll do is when we get to that part of the meeting, Bruce will run through his lightning program and that, pull them up individually in that. And if the photographer is either here in person or online, feel free to discuss the image, maybe a little bit about what you're thinking when you took the image, maybe how you process it, if there's anything unique about it. Feel free to give a couple minutes or whatever to talk about the image. And then those of us online or here in person can go ahead and offer critiques, maybe suggestions in that. So again, it's always a fun event, and I know I've learned quite a bit from these exhibition nights in the past. Going back to, I want to go make mention of, we had a scavenger hunt. I guess this goes back about 2 weeks ago. Thank you, Bruce, for putting together this year's fun scavenger hunt event. For those that participated, myself included, the theme was movie themes, movie phrases, movie quotes. And there's some real clever movie quotes that were in there and some real creative images that people came up with their interpretation of what those quotes were in that. So we had a really fun time with that. I wasn't able to attend the in-person shooting event. Those that went there had a good time with that part of it. And as far as the results, I want to congratulate Gary Hubble for first place and Corey Bumgardner for second and third place. So again, thank you. Congratulations to those who won those awards. Gary gets a 1-year membership.
1-year membership.
First place, the 1-year club membership for the first place. What's second?
I think she gets $5 off her membership, and then she gets $5 off a workshop.
Okay. So we got a couple prizes that are coming. So once again, thank you for participating in this. Again, another fun event. Moving forward to upcoming events, let's see here. August 17th, so that's 2 weeks from tonight, is a presentation. It's iMovie for beginners. So a session on video and how to use iMovie, and that is with Gary White. And my understanding is that while iMovie is a Mac-based program, he will also have and provide some options, similar options in that for those that are on Windows-based computers. So that is August 17th. And then after that, our next competition night, that is September 7th. And that's another theme night for the competition. And the themes on this one are negative space, silhouettes, and reflections and shadows. So 3 different topics there. So think about if you've already got images in those categories, and if not, you still have plenty of time to go out and shoot those categories. So again, that will be on September 7th. And then the next presentation meeting will be on September 21st, Wednesday night, and that one is going to be on drones with victims. So with that, I don't know if anybody has any questions. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and move on to the presentation.
You guys have anything to input,
exhibition.
add? Darren, Chuck? No, nobody wants to.
That
Winning.
covers most of it.
I will say that we have our last night photography workshop, September 18th to the 22nd. I'll have if anybody is interested. We have some spots left, and that'll be the last one that Mike and I do together as a partnership. And after that, I'll be going out on my own. Mike's going to attend to some personal things that he has going on. But we do have a few spots left. It's a non-hiking one. We don't go to delicate arch. We don't go to an arch. It's more shooting the icons in the parking areas. So we did the big one in May. This one's a little bit less intense, but still get 4 days of in location training and classroom training. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask them.
What were the dates again? So,
The 18th, September 18th to the 22nd.
okay. And for those who haven't seen Darren's night photography and that is a workshop that's worth attending. they do an amazing job with those. And being non-hiking, it even works for those who have hip replacement surgeries. That would be me. So with that, we'll go
And
ahead
knee
and
replacement.
let Luis start with the meeting here tonight on the exhibition. Again, we'll 36 images and we'll go through them one by one.
Okay. Where'd my Lightroom go? It disappeared.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure, absolutely.
Where are you? I'm at the Civic Center and there's a meeting about security.
We're keep going through that room to the back. There's a door behind it by the bathroom.
Past the bathrooms? Okay, all right, see you in a minute.
I thought it was just the homeowners.
Police are there too. That's the chief of police in there.
We're safe. then.
We are safe. All right, so
If anything goes wrong.
I'm gonna share. There we go. Yeah, okay. So everybody can see the screen. And yeah, we had grid, sorry, grid for the top. And again, this is exhibition night, so makers online, feel free to chime in and add your comments. And this is like Jeff.
Yeah, this is mine. This is very different from what I normally do. I never take photos of people, but this was up in Maine several years ago, and there were some kids crabbing. There's a dock just out of the frame on the left. This boy kept on jumping in the water, trying to find his prize, but just converted to black and white. And I just like the photo. I like the ripples in the water there with the whites and the blacks, but just wanted to see everyone's comments.
Sorry, I'm allergic to everything, so I'm being cautious.
Oh, you can pick
Pull a
it,
chair.
grab a chair from
I'm
the
just
back.
standing, I'm used to standing. So
Okay, okay.
Do you want the lights on?
Yeah, I'll turn lights up.
Yeah,
I
I was
like
meeting
it.
next
I
door. and I thought,
think
man,
it's
I almost
cute.
lost
Not that many images being shown.
it.
Yeah, so comments?
Something about, so that dark spot in the top left, just grabbed my eye. Maybe bring the crop down just a hair, just to get rid of that dark spot, to see if it is any better. I like how the ripples take you basically through the image from it. I keep going back up to that dark spot, but then the ripples keep bringing me back down to the boy. So it's pretty neat, but yeah, I enjoyed that just to see if maybe it does something else with it.
Do you have more of his reflection at the bottom?
I did crop a little bit at the bottom.
Maybe.
because, the ripples in the water got kind of funky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. But I like the image just, as far as and in black and white, I think it works well in that, but
Yeah.
again, sort of the story, he's got that stick, he's looking down, is he looking at something? Again, you're just kind of, in my mind, trying to think of what it is that he's looking at, thinking. I like the story.
Like, where's dad's car keys?
It's a great story. Yeah.
Right.
If you would
I
have
like the
taken,
tonality.
Go
if
ahead.
you'd have taken it down and stopped, would his tan line shown up there?
Probably.
Summer vacation. Any more? I think that's, it's gotta be Darren's.
Is that not you, Darren?
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just a little disappointed in the color. It looks.
Oh.
It looks better on the
It's
screen.
very flawed,
screen,
yeah.
on
Yeah, on the screen, it's definitely
Because
more,
it was a very vibrant sunrise. This was shot on the southeast Florida coast back in March. Back in might have been on my first one. Yeah, the colors on Bruce's screen are way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just a pretty cool little spot. The rocks that I'm standing on are like razor sharp, and the tide was coming in. There was a big storm off out into the ocean, so it was pushing the water up pretty good. And, just kind of one of those mornings where all the elements come together. So this is a single shot, just captured all the water hitting the rocks and splashing up.
What which shutter speed were you using to capture that, to get that spray like that?
Like maybe an 8. I don't know.
Let's see,
We've had that.
fifth of a second. We have the technology.
And for those that are in here and not looking at the computer, it is much warmer and the colors are much richer here on my screen versus what we see up there.
The sun was coming, it was right outside the frame and it was just coming through those clouds and it was gorgeous.
This is Florida, you said?
Yeah, Southeast Florida, just, where did we go? Oh, Stewart, Florida. Stewart, yeah. I forgot where I went. Tell me, I got COVID.
I know, everybody wants to tear it apart, so.
Let 'em, let 'em. I don't care.
I like it, yeah. It's very nice.
I like the lines.
Was that your VBRO in the background back there?
No, so if you go past that house about another mile, there's a big golf course back there. And we were at the Marriott just on the golf course property.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great timing on it too.
Yeah.
I mean, the action, the splash, especially that one right there on the far right, how far up that water goes up right above. the midpoint.
There's little holes in these rocks too, like the water can come up underneath and shoot straight up.
Hmm.
It's really unique. I'm definitely gonna go back. It was a good spot. I liked it.
So to make us all feel better, this wasn't like one picture and then you walked away. I'm assuming you
Oh,
took
I
several.
shot here for 4 mornings straight.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Everything. I got the Milky Way over the same beach, like from back towards the house, looking the other way. Yeah, because it was only a mile from our hotel, so my wife was asleep and I would just go shoot all morning. So yeah, I shot here for 4 mornings straight. And it was beautiful.
It's probably every morning something different, right? In terms of the clouds, in terms of the tide.
The tide, yeah, the tide fluctuates a lot. Like there's times when you can walk out around all these rocks and then there are other times where you couldn't even stand on it. Yeah. But yeah, it's a beautiful spot.
Very cool. Okay, this is one you should.
This is mine too. Just took this a couple weeks ago. This is down in Paint Mines.
Mhm.
And just went down there. There was some showers in the area. Colors, yeah, the colors are.
Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. on the screen.
Yeah, just got down low. I just saw this crack, I guess, that leads up to the spire up there, and the clouds look pretty cool. So I grabbed a photo. I got quite a few from that night, so enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, composition, I've been there a couple of times and, you know, find that there's plenty of stuff there to shoot, but a composition here where you have that line that leads you right up into the point, it's not, you have to really work to find something like that, so good job with that.
I would highlight that point a little more. So you're drawn to it, you know, and you've got it beautiful lines, like everyone's saying, but I would think that point it there, if you highlighted that a little bit and lightened it with a little contrast on it, would really, really finalize where you're flowing to on the subject matter.
Just out of curiosity, have you tried to black and white?
Pardon?
Not yet. No.
We can do that too. Black and white.
Play with different.
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
black and white
That's just a
settings.
fast
Can't-
black.
I can't just convert it.
Come on, that's the fast black and white.
But it gives you an idea.
Gives you an
Like I said,
idea.
it's change contrast and change some of the
Right.
other settings. within it.
Spend a few minutes in silver effects. And,
Mhm.
yeah.
Tweak
See
it.
see what you get out of it.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
What time of day did you take?
This was afternoon, probably, I don't know, an hour and a half before sunset.
I like the fact that it doesn't have all pinks and yellows and orange and something.
Yeah, that one area doesn't have much color. It's
Yeah.
mostly white. So I've never been over there, so I explored it for a few minutes.
Yeah, it's
So
cool.
exactly where is it?
Paint Mines, it's, I don't know, half an hour northeast of Colorado Springs.
Oh, really?
The town is
Callahan.
It is a neat place to,
Yeah.
I mean, and there's some very vibrant colors on some of the rocks, and they're on, like I said, on the other side. I haven't done that once, but it's-
It doesn't go up, you go down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you park at the top and walk down.
But it's not bad. It's,
No,
And later on that night, I was shooting something else and behind me was a double rainbow. So that was fun with the power lines. But I didn't get anything there, unfortunately, but.
power lines are so easy to remove.
Yeah, well, I wasn't in the right spot. I was running, but it didn't work out.
Darren's got his video on.
Oh, those wind turbines are over there too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Whose is this?
This is mine.
The reds are much better on the screen. It's
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
Very
richer
nice.
red. here on this, definitely.
this was on Steve's.
There is no story. We went
Costa
to
Rica?
Costa Rica.
Outside the hotel room?
No, no, we went to some sort of a farm.
Okay.
The guy rescues and stuff, and then they have little stations set up for us, and then they put them on. They're wild, and they put them on the little things, and we try to take pictures as they,
Really?
before they jump off.
Wow. That's pretty-
Yeah.
It's smaller than the
They,
thumb.
they were,
Yeah,
these were probably 2.5, 3 inches long.
They were pretty tiny.
The poison dart ones were
Yeah, like your fingernails. They were tiny.
3/4 of an inch. They were
Oh,
tiny.
really?
Huh.
Was this a frog rescue farm?
Yeah, he does frogs and snakes, you know, like if somebody hits him with a hoe or a lot of times too, he'll,
Looks like you his front arm amputated.
if,
Hands or fingers.
yeah, if he.
Well, and it very well could be.
And if he, like, if a lot of times too, he may go out and catch them, and then we'll photograph him, and then he just releases them.
Huh.
So it's how.
Yeah, it's great shot.
You did a great job on getting the eye in focus.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
that's really
Was it,
nice.
was it like a macro lens? Or
Yeah.
close zoom?
Well, what's it?
Macro, I don't know.
105 max, yeah.
Was it natural light or flash?
I'm trying to, I think that they did, he had like a filter or something and he did a light behind it.
Okay.
But it
Like a
wasn't
soft-
directly, I mean, it wasn't set up to where there was light on it.
Gotcha.
We had some small reflectors, and then I brought my Loom Cube, and we were using that a little too.
Huh.
We got a lot of bug bites getting this picture.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Really?
we got chewed up, but it was worth it.
So on the
Nice,
chat, to do a quick camera, and going back to it, she really enjoyed Darren's picture, beautiful. And then on this one, she says, love area you're drawn into the eye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's super sharp.
Tried some focus stacking on one.
I say, if you want like super picky, his back leg is slightly out of focus.
Mhm.
Maybe come back and stop, so you get a little wider focus range. But I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
super picky, you got the eye.
The next time they go to Costa
Yeah,
Rica.
next
they'll-
time
Yeah,
you go to
next
Costa Rica,
time,
they'll
yeah.
just- They'll put the same frog on it. Chuck says I gotta retake the image.
We'll look this frog up.
Yeah.
and Say, all right.
Next month when you're back.
Yeah,
Do
next
they, do they chill them like they do the bugs?
No, I asked that. I asked that. I said, these guys been in the refrigerator, and they looked at me like I slapped them. No, we
Yeah,
don't do
yeah,
that.
they do, what they do bug microphotography, basically put them in like a cooler, like fridge to get them like, so when they're cold, they don't move.
Yeah.
You mean I don't have to use hairspray anymore?
Keep your hairspray, you need it.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they chill them and.
They don't move. I don't know, who's this? Who's this?
Hi, it's mine, Jeff Scott.
Hi, Jeff.
I'm on the Zoom. Hi, everybody. This was last week in Glenn Randall's workshop in Ouray. And we were supposed to get out here at 5 a.m. and catch the sunlight on that peak, but it rained all 3 days nonstop, pretty much. So there was no sunlight. And this was the best shot I could get, and it was really, really wet. Really wet.
I like the flowers. It's very nice. The fog, the.
Up higher over the flowers, the white rainbow, the really good.
Did you hear that, Jeff?
Jeff,
Sorry, can't hear you.
did You hear me, Jeff?
Sort of, go ahead.
I was just saying that based on the flowers that you have in this scene, I think I would have liked to emphasize the flowers a little bit more. So if you could have got a little bit more directly over them with a wider angle lens and got really close to them so they really filled the foreground and then did a vertical shot. Because if you look on the left, the lower left, you got an empty space where there's no flowers.
Uh-huh,
That would have eliminated that.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, that's just a compositional suggestion.
sure. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a really neat scene, and I like the little, whatever that cloud mist, kind of that thing that comes across there, from the right to the middle of it on the kind of central frame of it, and I like that. And this is another one too, where on the computer screen here, there is some color up there in the
Oh, yeah.
upper
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, you can see it.
So what you're seeing here in the room doesn't quite match up to some of the better color that's on the screen.
Anybody else?
It looks like a beautiful scene there.
Yeah.
Even with the rain and all.
It was
that-
really pretty.
And that was in you, Ray?
You're right.
You
You're right, right?
Yeah, on the road to Silverton, it's Crystal Lake, which is, I don't know, 5 miles south of Uray, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
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 it's a beautiful area.
great scene. Sounds good. So this is mine, and it's a one that I did in infrared, just playing around. Actually, I was in the here in Lone Tree, the Costco parking lot, and my infrared camera was in the car, so I haven't really been out shooting that much lately, but had that in the car, so I went ahead and shot this in infrared on this, my computer screen. The sky is darker than, meaning it's almost black up above, whereas up on that screen up there, it's kind of a dark gray. So there's a little bit more contrast on my computer. But anyways, it was just clouds up above. I didn't get anything in the foreground because it was a parking lot, cars and buildings. And didn't have these. I just went up to the clouds.
It's cool clouds.
That's an awesome
Yeah,
shot.
dramatic.
And I did some of what Chuck has talked about before is cloud sculpting, I guess, where I kind of darkened a little bit of the darker pieces of the clouds. And I didn't really brighten the whites were already pretty bright, so I didn't touch those, but I tried to give it a little bit more texture with the
And it's
bringing out the darks.
You get a more 3D feel to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Looks like a roasted cauliflower.
Maybe that's, I'll try that next time. But anyways, this was just one, just again, the infrared camera was in my car, that's a Costco. Pointed up to the sky and shot that.
I like that it's symmetrical.
Yeah, I think I just removed that upper
The
cloud.
upper- Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
too.
Just make the top all black at the
Yep.
bottom.
Yeah.
all clouds. Yeah, that's.
Thank you. And I meant to ask that question, and thank you for answering it before you asked. it. So what Darren said was the cloud in the upper right, maybe a little bit of a distraction from everything else there. So a pretty easy fix, I think.
Yeah, because it takes away from.
Right above what you're trying to get people to see.
Keep looking at it, keep going to it. Yeah.
This is mine. Since I didn't go to Africa like some people here, I did a safari, in a little garden patch, flower patch. So I don't know if that's a wasp or what.
Did you focus stack that or what?
No, I was kind of out in the field and didn't take a tripod or anything, so I was
Wow.
shooting a ton of pictures and see what I could pull together.
That's pretty good. for
Yeah.
hands down.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's with the 105 macro, so
Yeah.
I had a depth of field of about 2 millimeters.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's tough to get that.
Yeah,
To
that's
get
really
as much
good.
as you got it focused like
I
that.
put it on high speed,
This Bugs Lake, the Bugs Lake are in focus.
yeah, no, everything. Oh, the bugs. Go back, find that wasp. Very cool though.
Wow. Yeah, that's
a lot to look at. It keeps you in the picture. You just keep looking around and around and around.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
Maybe, there's at the top, right, kind of in the center, there's a one little brown pestle. Maybe just whiten him out. Because it
It's
kind
not
of pulls you
attached
up,
to
it pulls you up to
Yeah.
that point.
This one right here.
Yeah, I guess if I don't know, so I have the power. don't I? There, you can see it, this one, right? Yeah. Maybe just blowing it back. Yeah. Yeah, very nice.
Oh.
Oh.
What is it? Being scared of bears?
No, this is after.
Saying
No,
that.
this is before the 20-mile-an-hour wind kicked up. So this was taken up on Grand Mesa,
Oh,
and I was trying, just trying to get some nice wildflower action. This nice little paintbrush was kind of by itself with all the sage and stuff kind of around it. So it's contrast between the red paintbrush and the sage.
And I will, oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I would say yes. Should be much.
yeah, the green.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say that if anybody wants to walk over and see one of our computers, monitors here.
Yeah,
It has, the red is much more vibrant here
Yeah.
on the screen and the greens are sharper.
yeah.
And in fact, just right as Elaine was talking about the color contrast, Tamara put online, beautiful image, great color contrast, so.
Probably see a little different on Zoom. I think this screen's a little.
They're not like, I didn't go super bright
Right.
with the greens. I tried to keep it in that sage.
Yeah.
kind of-
Did you vignette the corners? It looks, if you did, it looks nice. Maybe a little.
I think so.
Okay.
The left-hand side looks really blurry or out of focus.
The left-hand side is softer than right, right?
So my eye keeps going, I think I cropped that part off. Because my eye keeps going to that.
So make it more of a square crop.
Yeah.
I could do that, or I could put a vignette blur on the right to kind of balance that out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't crop too much, because you got,
Yeah, I don't wanna
you've got
crop
it
too
on
much.
your composition, you've got a third line.
Yeah, maybe try to blur it
Well, but,
a
yeah.
little on the right.
You could, yeah, if you got rid of that blurry on the right and cropped in just a hair on the left and then cropped in just a hair on the right, you get more of the verticals behind it that really isolate it. But, yeah. It's cool.
Yeah.
Good eye to see that. for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Right. Those are
That's
the
a
kind
small
of,
seed,
Yeah, that's awesome shot.
yeah.
Very nice.
I'll take it if nobody wants it.
Right. I'm sure I can do something with it.
It would look good on a wall.
Yeah, it would, for sure. Yeah.
Hopefully it switches. There we go. I think this is Tamara's.
The zoomed in or is that? full?
Let me double check that it didn't zoom in. Nope, it should be full. Oops.
It's actually full frame. Sorry for my voice.
So Tamara's just come off of COVID. Oh, I'm echoing there.
You might want to mute your speakers, Tamara. Well, just their speakers.
Just while she's-
Turn the volume down on your speakers.
Is this Yosemite?
No.
Well, here, yeah, that was my mistake. Now I know.
Is that Yosemite, or I don't know, is she gonna text us rather than talk to us?
She might have muted her speakers.
Yeah, she might have muted everything, yeah.
Oh, here she put it on. Sorry, my voice is not working, so I understand, yeah. And yes, it is. It's, yes.
Very nice.
So that's when they do the firefall with, I'm assuming? No, or is this the Bronaville? Okay.
That's Bridal Falls.
Yeah, that's,
Right,
I'm assuming it's taken from Tunnel View. right?
Tunnel View, probably Bridal Veil, but.
Zoomed in.
That's a long way.
Yeah, you zoom in.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying it's a long distance.
Yeah.
I like the color, there's kind of that, tunnel view layout in there, she says here. And I've been there before, like in the morning, I never, whenever I get those colors, I like the rainbow color.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's fun. Yeah.
Good on
Yeah, good eye. Yeah, that's sharp. Is there anything?
I would just crop in a little bit from the right, just
Yeah.
the branches
Yeah,
there.
that
I say,
branch,
or,
or
yeah, we're
clone
fine.
it out or something, yeah.
Yep, clone it out, one of the two.
Yeah, so what they're saying is there's that the tree over on the right and a little bit of that kind of brown stem, either clone that out or crop that in a little bit, just to remove that distraction. So it's,
Would you guys leave the left or would you leave just kind of put a graduated filter?
I say-
Kind of something down with it?
I would get rid of the left hand side.
Yeah, either you crop it as a square or maybe try crop it into a portrait.
I want to type vertical line.
Yeah.
Really isolate the falls and the rainbow. You don't want, because you don't want your eye going too far to the left. The right,
You know, don't wander away.
okay, let's make a good vertical.
so vertical as in
Just the falls.
just the falls and have that be right where the eyes go.
It's like a little bit bigger than a bookmark.
Right. But yeah, the falls themselves are beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is mine. This is actually this is in Maine too. This is the same harbor that I took the kid for a different trip though. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I took this handheld, I think I was on a loading dock or something, so I had to do higher speed, but I like the contrast between the rocks above, or the boulders, whatever they are, and then the boat. But
Looks like it should be on the cover of a book, like a mystery book or something. You know? Like, Wants to show her to see or something. And then when you open the page, it's the kid looking for the crowd.
yeah.
Darren's tying it all together.
Right. Yeah, another cool shot there.
At least the kid's not in
I
the,
really
in the, in the trap on the boat.
Yeah, the camera says you like the reflection in that too. And I like just the tones throughout. The ladder, the boat, like I said, the rocks above there. It keeps my eyes going through all the way through the scene.
Yeah, it's kind of a big rectangular, you just keep following it around.
You have to dodge some birds.
Yeah, I pretty much dodge a bird every photo I take, but yeah, the rocks definitely like those, a little bit lighter on the upper left there. So just kind of making more, structure to those rocks. Yeah.
So a little nitpick detail down your bottom right corner. Just to the right of that ladder reflection. A little like,
I don't know what happened. I didn't touch the button.
Bubbles in the water that are kind of out there by themselves. I almost just close those out.
Right there.
Right there. Yep.
Sorry, I just moved my mouse and decided it was gonna change.
One click, going too much.
I didn't click.
No, I'm not seeing you.
Yeah, I mean, there are a few of those in the water
Yeah.
that you could just use.
Clean them up.
Yeah.
Landscaping for this. Sure.
Fine, you-
Thanks for that. I mean, other than that, it's
Very cool.
phenomenal.
Elaine's busy. I gotta turn off my phone. You're busy invoicing everybody, aren't you?
oh, sorry.
Is that a lobster trap?
It is. Yeah. On the dock there.
So that's somebody's personal dog, correct?
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's a bunch of lobster boats to the right of this, but this little dinghy was hanging out here.
I get the emails from the club. That's okay. I just
Did I just do that? That was-
I like how far away the first one is.
That's mine, Jeff Scott. I took this at dusk because I wanted to get that fluorescent light that arcs across the bridge And that lady happened to be standing there, and I thought it worked out pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is nice, Jeff.
Out of habit. Yeah. And exactly as Darren pointed out too, the leading lines are good. And as Darren also pointed out, he likes the scale and the size of where that person is within the scene. It's really well done.
This is a bridge in Silverthorne, right over the Blue River.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Very nice.
He said that was at dusk and that's where that light was coming in on the.
Yes, it comes on every night at dusk. It's automatic, I think.
Little rope light, yeah.
Yeah.
See it to the left, on the left side.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks.
Darren's.
Black thumb, or less thumb, black four.
You weren't the only one out there, it looks like.
Mike and a couple of this was during our workshop.
Oh, workshop.
a few
Okay.
minutes ago. Yeah.
And how many exposures was that?
One for the foreground, probably 50 for the sky. Stack for no introduction. And blended with the foreground.
Yeah, that's people. I mean, obviously and again, get a little bit more color here on my computer screen.
Yeah, it's a lot
See
more
up there. But what's neat about it too is the reflection down into that the water and the colors in the water go really well with what's going on up in the sky.
Was that this year?
Yeah, that was right after they reopened.
Opened it, okay.
Yeah,
was it pretty crowded?
not really.
Really?
We go out mostly at night, so we don't see a lot of people anyway, but yeah, it wasn't really that crowded. We did have wolves howling at us right in the parking lot, just about like 150 yards away.
Hmm.
And it was crazy. It was like, it went on long enough that I was like going back and getting stuff out of my bag just to be safe. It was crazy. We were having one heck of a time up there.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then just as fast as it started, it stopped.
You guys didn't look tasty or something.
They never came down where we were, but it was close enough to where, they're really well. It sounded like they were in the parking lot or very close.
I guess you said that was probably 50 shots on the sky and then stacked.
Yeah. Yeah, probably it was 50.
Wow.
So how do you keep the stars from moving with that? Do you just do only on the Milky Way? You just do that, or?
So there's a program called for Macintosh or for Apple called Starry Landscape Stacker. And then there's a program for the Windows operating system called Sequator. And what they both do is you take all your images and you load them up in there. And then you identify where the sky is, and it will align the points of light, the stars. So let's say I take 50 images. The default is to set it to align with the 25th image, the middle image.
Oh,
So
okay.
it brings them all together, and then it reduces noise in the entire image.
Oh,
Yeah.
So even though they've moved,
yeah, I was gonna say they moved.
it's compensating for it.
Is there still, on the newer version, is there still a panel there? Yeah, 12 minutes.
No, we got rid of that. Okay, yeah,
Along between shots.
half a second. You want it to, yeah, you have to go back to back to back, or else the program will read it as an error. They have to be back to back.
See, and Tamara just put on there, beautiful. Did you crop the bottom and left side at all?
Probably, I don't remember. I probably tightened it up a little bit. Well, I don't think I did. I think that the foreground is actually the real shot, because I wouldn't have cropped it as tight on the left hand side as I as you see there, I would love more room. But you're really limited as to where you, I mean, to stand, you know, because it's on a boardwalk, so. But yeah, now that I see that, I definitely would love more room on the left hand side, but. Yeah, I don't know. There sounded like there was a lot of, like, I wouldn't want to get that close.
Yeah.
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 No, beautiful. It's the point.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Oh,
Wonder who took this one?
is that the inner eyelid closed?
Yeah, this one, this is mine. I focus stacked this and he was just like, they had to keep waking him up so we could see his eyes. And so I was taking, as I was focus stacking this, it was doing, he did that and Steve Perry was our guy and he goes, oh, that's too bad. I said, no, I think it's kind of cool. It's different.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, from,
What kind of workshops you do?
yeah, we go to, but this was 100 images, 105
Jeez.
macro.
Oh, really?
and
How did you get him to, I mean,
He was just out, he was sleepy, he just, and I mean, I did above his eye, you can see if you look above that back eye, there's a little bit of
Oh, yeah.
fuzzing and
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
that's, yeah,
Cause he did move a smidge, but for the most part, he was pretty stable.
you could probably clean that up.
I need some Photoshop help. I tried doing it, but I'm not that good at
Oh,
that.
that's a pretty quick fix, yeah.
But anyway,
A hard edge clone tool, you're good.
he just was there and I Z7 set it on, focus stacking, hit the button and go.
Oh, you did it in
Oh.
camera.
Okay, I was gonna say, how did you pull 100?
No, I shot 100 images on the camera and then put it in the Photoshop. and
Right,
stacked
but I
it.
was gonna say,
Yeah, you did
yeah,
the focus stacking in the camera.
Well, no, the focus, you get 100 images. It just takes them sequentially for you,
right,
what I'm
but
saying.
it
But
did
it's in
adjust the
camera.
lens and all that, so
It does, yeah, it's doing
Okay.
the focus adjustment.
that's where I was gonna ask. you
Right, no,
next,
no.
is How much of an adjustment were you making
No,
between shots? But
No, that's why, if you pay for that feature, why would you manually do it? It's like,
You're not paying for it, it just comes with the camera.
yeah, but still. Well, but when he
You
was,
did not
when he,
Specifically search that camera out for that feature.
right, but when he was giving us the focus stacking conversation, the Sony and Canon people had to walk away because they don't have that feature.
Does the Z6 have that?
The Z6 has it, Z7, the 850, I think,
I think 850 was.
I think
first one they started
the,
doing.
yeah, it might be the 850.
I can't get it to work.
Yeah, so anyway, but it's, once you set it up, it's pretty simple. But anyway, I mean, I'll clean that up. I mean, any other composition tips, hits, things?
I would hit, I would tone down
That lower left corner?
the leaves on the right hand side.
Okay, yep, they're a little bright.
Brightness.
Yeah,
Your eye goes to that one spot there.
especially the one that's kind of bent over.
Okay, yeah, it's
and
pretty
change the
bright.
board to keep-
While you're tinkering and playing around, see what would happen if you basically cloned out that bottom line. I wouldn't say crop it, I would just clone
Yeah.
it to match the rest of the leaf.
Okay,
So you don't have a bright spot down there, it just, the red continues.
okay.
And what about if you, what about if you crop the image to where the leaves on the right hand side are completely gone? Just crop in right to where they are and get rid of them. And then crop just to the bottom of that triangle on the left hand side, so that you just have the red on the bottom
Just,
and it's vertical. And that way you have the frog as your main, when your eye, because it's the brightest,
Mhm.
your eye is always gonna stay on the frog.
okay, sure.
Otherwise, my eye is competing for the other elements.
Okay.
I like how you get the leaf up into the, or the flower up into the, right in the corner.
Yep.
Double that.
Yeah.
They didn't put like one of those little flowers on top of its head, like and then spray some mist like it was raining.
Literally, this frog, they had to keep waking him up and then he was doing this and I said, oh, let me get him. I said, no, just leave him. I kind of like this shot.
Huh.
And I think I have one, it wasn't a focus stack where he's got one eye fully open and the other eye's closed.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
He was a cooperative subject.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, and to the frog's defense, it was raining that day, so we had to keep taking breaks. So they were out there for longer than they wanted.
Because it was rain.
So this one is mine and it definitely looks different on the computer.
Yeah, it's much brighter.
Yeah.
Up there, the colors are warmer than up on the this. So this, something that I was just doing here last week. Say high school senior photo system. Again, some a little bit kind of different for me in that, but this was the one that I did there, and I did have a off-camera flash just at a real low level, just to kind of fill light. And the rest of it was more, again, just natural. It wasn't right at sunset, but it was probably about 7 o'clock or so, something like that. It was really cloudy out though. It was threatening rain all day, so this was there wasn't really a lot. There wasn't a lot of natural light coming in from up above, but that's what I got.
Hope you didn't charge her too much. Looks like she needs a new pair of pants.
They buy them that way now. Bruce.
I know, I
They
know.
pay
I
extra
can't
for 'em.
believe
Yeah.
it.
Did you use a diffuser on your flash?
I had, let's see, what was it, 8200, and it had like a painting over it that diffuses it somewhat, but I didn't have like a big soft box or anything like that.
Because your shadows are recorded.
Okay.
Yeah, 6-foot softbox was good.
Yeah.
Or even just,
Big
Yeah.
reflector.
I was gonna say, but do a
Right,
little
right,
reflector.
right. To diffuse that somewhat.
Like,
to, soften that some.
just to kind of soften
The Magnum Move
Yeah.
is a smaller version.
The eyes
It-
are a
it-
little
Easier to
dark,
carry
aren't
through
they?
dark cotton.
Okay. So, no, good point. Thank you.
You need your voice activated reflector for that.
That's right.
Stand over here. It's
I was gonna
nice.
say, you could probably picture teens in motion.
You probably wouldn't be happy.
No.
I paid
Right, right.
extra.
The background is out of focus. Oh,
Oh, sorry, I went back.
sorry. The background is out of focus just enough, and the light on her skin is just enough that when I first saw it, I actually thought it was like a real backdrop, like one that I knew where it was, but
Uh-huh.
I thought it was like an actual printed backdrop. Yeah,
Backdrop.
that's what I thought.
And
And I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying.
Sure,
It's
sure.
like the perfect depth, the perfect out of focus. And then you have this model like sitting on like a tiny bench that we really can't see in front of this backdrop. Like I think of,
Sure.
I think of school photos. when
I didn't say straight out Ole Mills.
Yeah. I mean, it has a very, like, trying to think of the word, but like, kind of like nostalgic, like, it makes me feel like my childhood when I was growing up getting my school pictures taken.
Except for if you look at this screen, it's,
No, I know, I see
Yeah,
that,
it's
but it's
warmer.
still like, the quality of light is really nice. It's like, you can tell that it was kind of set up and that there was an external light used. So that's what makes me think of it as like a natural portrait of the background.
What you're saying is if you take a picture without the model, you couldn't sell backdrops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, printed into a backdrop.
Yeah, people would buy that and just put people in front of it. Yeah, no, it's a great picture, Michael. I'm not saying
appreciate
anything
it.
negative. I'm just saying that's what I thought of it.
Okay, and I did take others without that flash in that same setting and so forth and did a couple of things as far as, again, in Photoshop, select subject. And what I did was I didn't lighten her, but what I did was I went back to that background and invert and then darken it a little bit to make her pop a little bit with natural light as opposed to this one did have a little bit of that off.
Yeah, no, it looks
Different ways of looking at
Well
it.
done.
it's yours to
This
look.
one's mine. So worked on it in Lightroom, masked the back, kind of darkened up all the background. So
like that.
And way more colorful here.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can adjust.
up here on the screen, I'd almost say turn it down, but I see in the corner of his screen, it's like, oh no, that's right.
Yeah, no, that looks a lot better.
Which brings up a point, I don't know if there's a way to change settings or something like that.
There probably is a setting in here, but I don't want to,
No, I was wondering.
because it's probably on a very cool setting for this screen.
Right.
Try warming it up.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a big difference, big difference.
Oh, yeah, a really big
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, the colors on here.
Did you do anything to bring the neat flower out or in the back? Anything like
I
that?
darkened the back and then also kind of cleaned up like those white fringes were kind of darkened on the crop for the nest, so kind of cleaned that up, so have those highlights at the end of the flowers.
Okay.
Kind of like that it's not perfect, it's missing a few.
What time of day?
When did you take it? What time of day was it?
This was, finished playing golf, it was 11 o'clock or so. It's in the morning.
Nice.
Very nice.
That one's mine.
Good job on the frame. I like the green all the way around.
Is that in your garden?
That is my garden, yep. I just,
Right.
you know, finally got a few things growing in the garden this summer, and so that's one of my favorite rose bushes that likes to, like, it blooms a lot, gives me a lot of flowers, so I was able to find that, you know, just not completely open, kind of half open. I was really drawn to the way that the bud, if you will, is like all the different layers and kind of going through
Right.
the front. I did have to do some work with for the background.
I think it has a Georgia O'Keeffe feel to
Mhm,
it.
mhm.
Yeah, looks good.
Which, one of the comments here, Tamara said, looks like a painting, very nice. The, and of course, once again, the colors are much more vibrant. Than we're seeing it there on the monitor. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Would you, that one red leaf in the back on the right side, would you
I've
tone
looked
that,
at it a few times and I'm trying to decide, it's like, dang, should I have,
tone it
should I
down,
clean that out?
or darken it, or?
I can take
how does it-
that. I can
Is
take
that,
that out.
is that another rose petal?
It is, it's a
Yeah.
different flower behind it. There's actually in the original picture, there's another flower that's stacked right up behind it, so I have to kind of take out some of that and the leaves at the top, I have to, that's replacement.
It's nice,
That's some, you know, some digital gardening there.
it's very nice.
So this one's mine. It's my father-in-law's house down in Scottsdale, Arizona. Just kind of playing with the abstract nature. So there.
Very cool.
Yeah,
It feels like it's moving.
I
when you
was gonna
look
say,
at it.
every time I blink my eyes, it feels like it's going further away.
All in the chair.
I just want to stare at it.
Did you lighten up the center a little bit, or was that?
I actually did not lighten the center much, a little bit. More what I played with was the little white details in there. I painted those to the. So that's kind of
Yeah.
just.
Paint blue.
Yeah.
Because it's so graphic, it will also look very flat.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking that, yeah, I was thinking this one. I mean, the colors are, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's the cheap black and white.
Man, I need a black and white image, or remember that?
Okay.
Yeah,
That
you
is
take that
just
one
cool.
and play around with it in like the Untitled Silver Effects Pro, or whatever software you use
Yeah.
for black and white conversions and that, but you can do a lot with this one. I think.
Did you crop this much, or was that your?
Well, I made it square.
Okay.
But I tried to leave it as wide as I could, and I shot 25 shots trying to decide rotation, how I wanted it to be.
All of your family thought, what is he doing?
Yeah, why?
It's all really nice and focused. I mean,
Yeah.
The focus is.
And it's single shot, or is it staggered?
Yes, yeah, single shot.
Is it a large plant or small?
18 inches around.
Okay, it's good size.
Very cool. I saw this and it's like, that is neat.
That is
Yeah.
It's very cool. coming.
We'll see that one again.
This here's Derek.
Yeah. So this was taken a few years ago at Apache Point in New Mexico. A friend and I had some special permission to go stay up in the dorms there and do some photography. That is the SDSS, the Sloan telescope, which at one point had the largest detailed photograph of our visible night sky. Obviously, the James Webb telescope, others have come a long ways, but yeah, that's a very impressive piece of machinery, and we got to watch them change all the cartridges and how to operate it, things like that. And we were supposed to be there for 2 nights, but we got really lucky on the first night, and we had clear skies. So this is just a shot I found while I was looking around in my archives, and I don't know if I've ever actually shared this one with anybody or ever posted it, so I just thought that was kind of cool.
What's the city behind it there?
I want to say it's El Paso. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what they said. But they said as long as you're not in anybody's, because they have astrophysicists that are up there all the time running the telescopes and doing work. They have like a whole crew of people. And they said as long as you're not in anybody's way, you guys can pretty much do whatever you want. So I found this little walkway up on one of the catwalks, and I liked that the Sloan had a blue light on it, which kind of matched the sky. When I took my test shot, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, I like it. And the colors of that camera, the blues that pop out of it, really, I think that really looks good against the orange is right above there on the horizon. Obviously, the nice night sky with it.
That's some good shots from there. It's quite an experience.
It'd be, this is how many years ago?
I think this was in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because I'm wondering how, like with the cities, how their glow is gonna change, because everybody's going, to LED streetlights, which are gonna go from the yellow to the white.
Yeah, well, what they need to do is they need to put the lights down. That's the big issue. Like, I mean, instead of having the lights they either need to have the lights pointing down or have covers, like little hoods on them.
Cutoffs, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the dark sky thing.
right.
It is, and now with LED, it's more controllable, and you probably see more cleanup
But
because.
so just logistically speaking, there's a reason why observatories and massive telescopes are in the locations that they are. And that is because the sky above them is really clear and doesn't have a lot of dust, and it's super good for observation and research.
Right.
So even though you have light pollution, if the sky is clear of other particles, it's really good for research. So, and I think Apache Point is like, I want to say it's about 9,000 feet. So I could be wrong, but it's up there a ways. But yeah, it's a pretty cool location.
Neat.
That's mine, Jeff Scott. This is Slate Creek Bridge in the north part of Summit County. And I guess that's Slate Creek.
Maybe you got the one power line back there? Maybe clone that. Maybe-
Well, I tried to get rid of it and it didn't work.
Okay. I have to do it in small chunks.
I think so.
Really close and do it in pretty small
Little
snippets.
increments, yeah, because you don't have a nice, like a dark sky. Or is it just me? I guess it's just me.
Yeah, because it does sort of cut right through.
Yeah.
And then,
But I can see where it's picking up where you might lose some of those details.
Okay, hopefully.
But like I said, if you do the small pieces, it might.
And then this, I don't know if this is something stuck to the side or right there in that little, right there, maybe just. if it's
Might
in-
be a rock in the river.
I don't know, it's like a coffin almost, but
I don't know what that is.
It looks like it's on the or on
yeah, it might be on the bridge. I don't,
the bridge, but maybe it's something.
it breaks up that pattern of those, of the lattice work, that's all I'm saying.
Right. I think it's part of the bridge.
Yeah, it looks like it's in that part of the, that focal length there as opposed to getting further back.
Mhm.
That may be dark in that right bottom rock. We got that highlight. Very right hand bottom corner.
This one here.
Yeah.
I think it needs a little more contrast, so a little more punch to come out.
Okay, middle.
I was
Let's see.
gonna say, I'd like to see more detail on that top rail.
Right here, lighten this up, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's got this bolt pattern and there's probably some cool rust and stuff in there. So maybe lighten that beam up going across. And that might detract from this power line a little bit. You wouldn't maybe notice as much. And then you might want to try to, like, you know, black and white, maybe make the the clouds a little lighter. Ooh. Try to bring them up.
Mhm. Okay.
Oh,
Whoa. I don't even want to hear that you focus stack this
nope.
with the tongue sticking out. No, it was just like that. The tongue was just sticking out for, you know,
It was
15
just-
minutes.
It was just luck.
Yeah, that's really cool.
This snake would not hold still. And yet, I don't know, and I hated it. It was really thin.
I've never
But
seen a snake like that.
I
He was about the
managed-
size of a spaghetti. Yeah, he was pretty.
I managed to take like 1,000 photos of him, but,
Really?
and I didn't like him.
I
Looks
know,
like
I
a
couldn't,
butte or
I
something.
couldn't stare at it for that long.
His eyes don't.
Oh, no, I went back to him.
Yeah.
But he wasn't holding still. You couldn't get a
He
shot
was-
of him.
He was.
But unfortunately, I got the best shots of him.
Yeah,
Out of
as
any
Amber
of
said,
my-
Yeah, great job catching the moment, which I'm sure, like you said, with that moving around, to be able to get that line and that, diagonal and the tongue right there at that spot is perfect.
Is that a poisonous snake?
No, that
No,
one was
It
not.
wasn't poisonous.
I mean, I've never seen a snake that looks like that. It doesn't look right. It's not your photography. It's just like that eye just looks too big.
He was, and he was, yeah.
What kind, do you know what kind of snake it was?
Boy, he told us not to.
But,
anorexic.
but I was very disappointed in the snakes because they showed like one that was like, I don't know, 3 inches around in diameter, and there's a couple of them. One was blue and one was yellow. And I was talking to the guy and I go, well, I was disappointed in the snakes because I was expecting to see a big colorful snake. And they go, well, these were rescue snakes. And so the yellow one ate the blue one and then the yellow one died. And it's like, okay, so they found us this,
We had two snakes.
3 or 4.
Yeah. But this guy was like, they were like doing this with him because he just kept, you know.
How long is it? Like,
Oh, he was 18
Really?
inches, yeah, maybe.
that's
I think it
cool.
was a little longer than that.
That's a cool picture.
Yeah, it was funny because they kept, you know, trying to keep him and he just kept rolling and rolling and they put him on there and he'd go this way and that. He was trying to make a run for it. Then they finally got him to calm down and he kind of stood still for a few minutes. Then he was back at it.
Would you darken the, oh, sorry.
Sorry, that's okay. Go ahead.
I was
that
gonna
a
say,
sloth?
just on the lead, on the lead.
Take the
on
bar,
left,
brush.
That
Yeah,
back,
that
the
glare
upper
out,
part,
yeah.
because your eye goes to it.
A little bit, but yeah, I mean.
Maybe darken the spots up between the leaves.
But very nice, very discovery.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a sloth.
God, I love that.
He
He's like
was-
smiling at you. Dude, just put that on the wall. He's like, how you doing?
He was way up in a tree. And he finally looked, I mean, again, I probably 8,000 pictures of the sloth and most of them are junk. And I actually cloned his left eye to the right eye because there was a stick through it.
Oh,
Nice. It did work. And then you can see the green in his fur. They move so slow that algae grows on them. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they do, for real.
Yeah.
So
Really?
Yeah.
maybe, Bruce,
Uh-huh.
maybe vignette a little bit, just to tone down that top left corner,
Okay.
and then print it big and put it on the wall.
Okay.
Bruce, I'm taking a picture of it. okay?
It's copyrighted.
That's right, I'll give you full credit. I want to show my daughter.
Okay. They are cool. I mean, and they don't, but they're hard to spot. They're up in the trees and
Did you get to hold one?
no,
Oh.
we weren't petting it.
How far were you away?
He was probably 30 feet in the tree, 20, 30 feet.
What focal length?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cameron was asking what lens, I guess what.
200 to 500. And I want to say I used my 1.4, so it was like at 700 millimeters,
That's so cool.
I think. I guess I could
You on
check.
a tripod or your hand holding that?
I was hand holding this and it was a booger. Because what he said was, let me see what if I was lying. Yeah, ISO 2000. Yeah, I have my teleconverter on there. 1/25 of no, I take it. I might have had my tripod for this one, yeah. And just waited and waited and waited because they don't move too fast, but you just blast away.
So it shows there a 700 millimeter, so it calculates out that.
Yeah, it calculates out
I
1.4.
didn't know I did that.
Yep.
Hey, Bruce,
Yes.
save this image and the snake image
Uh-huh.
for next time Rush judges the competition.
Okay.
Smoke 'em.
Well, okay, we'll have to get Russ back.
So yeah, just set those two aside for next time Russ judges. And nobody else entered.
Oh, nobody else. I can't have any company.
So Bruce, read the title of this one.
Read the title.
Is that an egg or something else?
You broke me.
So now you go back to full frame.
I'm going.
I say it's a good.
So, yeah, this is a project that I've been working on and I completely forgot that I put this image in here. But anyway, so yeah, this is a very tiny portion of type of egg. I don't know the exact name of it, but anyway, one of the things I've been truly fascinated with most of my life is how heat, pressure, and time can form things that are just so unique and so rare. And so I finally found a bunch of specimens that I've been photographing and looking for scenes within the larger scene. And so this one looked like it was like a man and a woman talking, but the man, you know, he's cracked and it's not perfect. And so I titled it "You Broke Me." Like, I don't know. This is the weird stuff that you guys never hear about. It's in my mind.
Is this with or without weed?
Oh, I'm 100% no substances at all. Trust me. Believe me, my life would be better if I could. Yeah, no. So yeah, I don't know.
That's cool though. I like it. And again, to your point, and I'm sure you probably did it. You could flip this sideways, left, right, upside down. You probably get a different.
Yeah, so
look every
this
time.
rock, this specimen is probably maybe about the size of my phone.
Okay.
And so this scene within that is maybe 1.5 inches across.
Oh, wow.
So I'm using the macro lens at super close distances and I'm focus stacking. So this is probably 50 images focus stacked. Because there's depth like in the little tiny cavities.
Yeah.
And you have to focus stack, otherwise they're going to be blurry when you're working at such close range.
Right.
So there's a lot of time. There really is. There's a lot of work that goes into these images. And, you know, I finally have the camera gear and I've been working in my garage and it's all natural lighting. There's absolutely no flashes and no light setup. It's all natural lighting. But I don't know. I kind of like how you know, there's a unique scene within the larger picture.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need people to tell me it's good or it's not good, or you like it or you don't. I've just shown it to you.
It's your project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you shoot it with your Nikon or your Sony?
So I have a Sigma 105R macro lens for my Sony A7R4, so that's what I'm using for this project.
Oh,
Yeah. My Nikon is Astro modified, so all the images come out pink because I have it's for Nikon project.
yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I don't know.
But no, it's cool.
No, I
Yeah.
like- Yeah, the colors, the shapes, and just the curves, the design. And like you said, I mean, you can look in there and come up with different stories or whatever.
They're all like a story.
It's a story within, and the way you described it, all of a sudden, when you look at that, it's like, okay, I can see what he's talking about now.
I mean, it's really, when you really start looking at these rocks in detail, because I'm not just looking at, when I find these rocks, I'm not just looking at them like, oh, that's pretty or whatever. I'm looking for little tiny scenes within the rock that I can isolate and photograph, and that's essentially what I'm doing. So like I said, this is like only maybe an inch and a half across.
Right.
Very cool.
So when you take that many photo stack images, is there an order that you photo stack in? Like do you work from one edge to the next or?
Well, when I focus stack normally there is, when I'm like doing landscapes.
Yeah.
On things like this, what I'm really doing is I'm looking to focus in specific locations where there's, there's some stuff on the top and then there's cavities. Because you wouldn't think that, a millimeter or two would cause it, but if you only focus at one plane, then everything else underneath is gonna be out of focus when you're working at distances like that. So, yeah, I on my Sony, I can touch exactly where I want to focus, so that's what I do.
So how far away are you from this when you photograph the lens?
This has probably about, I don't know, it's hard to say, maybe 6-7 inches.
Okay.
I don't know, whatever the minimum focusing distance is.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Are you shooting tether?
I have a camera and a lens, and that's it.
That would help you if you shot tethered to like your computer laptop, because then you could really, because you're working with something so tiny, being able to see it on a much larger screen, you would be able to really fine tune your focus points.
But that's what I'm doing. I use light view and I can zoom in.
You're focusing off the sensor.
I've never shot tethered. I have no idea what it is, so I'll have to look it up and do some research.
So
I
was
mean,
this,
it's,
I don't know what
it's
that is.
easy enough to do, and your son will do it, you just need a cord to.
To your
attach
computer.
Yeah.
what f-stop was it, out of curiosity?
Let's see. F 3.5, does that sound right there?
Yeah.
Wow, wide freaking open, huh?
Wow.
No diffraction.
And once again, the colors that I see here, the reds are much more vibrant. Than the-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's much,
But I don't know. It's just, to me, it's really unique how so the head of the guy on the left, obviously, is there's a crack through it. And so the colors, if you look at the top, they go from yellow and reds to white and reds. They're totally different.
yeah.
Right.
And you can see as that crack goes down, things change. It's like, how many thousands of years? I mean, that's just fascinating to me. Like, how did that form? How did that happen?
You got to call John Baumgartner. He'll explain it to you. Very cool.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's mine. That guy was maybe about 3 millimeters long. 2 millimeters high.
Wow.
handheld again?
Yeah.
Boy, you are good at this. You are very good.
I probably took about 30 shots at him to get.
You ever shoot that with bellows?
Who's too fast?
It looks like, do you know what kind of bug it is or whatever?
Pardon?
Do you know what kind of an insect it is?
No idea.
It's a,
Yes.
maybe it's an alien and you find the
That's what I was thinking.
first alien. I-
What is it on?
It's a coneflower,
Oh, okay.
so that's the cone.
Wow,
Uh,
it's pretty tiny.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That is way cool. Natural light, no flash, just in the
It's
backyard.
Like 11 o'clock or so, 11 or 12.
So you go golfing and then the insects come
Yeah.
out and you take some. I see a
I
pattern.
should do it when I'm golfing.
I don't
Make
know,
me in a
they.
better mood.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's like a little crab or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my fault.
It's nice.
I don't think I'd mess with him if I was a millimeter high.
And that black stuff is off for cauliflower.
So you used a macro lens on this, or
Yeah,
did
it's a
you put
105 macro lens.
yeah,
This seat for fun. Let's see how. 1/200, yeah, you're very good. 1/200th of a second. At f14, you're pretty good. Mine would be a big blurry mess and it wouldn't be in the movies.
very good.
That's a cool dog.
Yeah, that's mine.
See?
We were all
We
looking at
knew
you,
that.
Elaine.
We do, but you.
Actually, with this one and the last image, I was actually, playing with my off-camera flash in the garden.
Oh.
Just trying to see
Oh.
how it would, you know, making sure that it worked for some different applications, but just, you know, testing it out to see, you know, I can get some better quality images using that. It was kind of windy, so I was looking at help produce some motion.
Right.
It looks, I mean, the lighting looks like natural. If you would have said off
Yeah.
camera, I would have said, oh. it's great."
Boy, you know, I had the flash, I had the reflect, you know, I had the reflector out trying to use it as a diffuser. And, you know, I kept adjusting, you know, the flash and the diffuser to see
Right.
what my distance was to try to minimize the heavy shadows and that type of stuff to get the right light on it.
I didn't say that, yeah. You Grew out the lake because the shadows aren't.
Have you ever tried blowing on your lens?
Or
It's like a softness, it's like a fog almost.
Yeah.
I have a problem with softness. Out of focus is never a problem.
Not out of focus.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about too. Yeah,
Usually
yeah.
green.
I understand what you're talking about too.
And a lot of times you don't have to go over the whole lens, like, especially for landscapes, and there's a pro tip.
Pro
You just- You blow like right on the top portion of it, so that it looks like there's fog or haze in the sky, and it softly goes away as you get lower.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
makes sense when you describe it, but yeah.
You have to do it with a little bit longer exposure, but yeah, for like a scene like this, I think it could have some nice.
I have to do, I don't get to practice enough, or spend enough time out there to get creative. I know there's a bunch of different techniques I've read up on, as well as using stuff like, tool, which is, stuff that make those tutus out of, and bunching it up around the edges
Oh,
of
yeah.
the lens, to
Yeah.
kind of help create like, not just, you know, the effect that you're talking about, but add color, you know, as well. That effect, I think you can do the same thing. Like, some wrap type stuff.
Yeah. Old school, old
Now we're
school.
back in the film days.
Yeah.
That old-
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
Pringles
so-
lid and Vaseline, you were good to go.
So yeah, I don't get to spend as much time as I would like to out there being a little more creative with some things, so. But thank you.
Very nice.
What other flowers? Can you do a meetup or something?
You know, when we moved in 9 years ago, one of my goals was to have a nice little backyard garden so I can invite some friends over to take pictures of flowers.
We're waiting.
There you go.
9 years.
I'm still waiting to have some nice flowers because my flower garden has changed and some things that were shrubs are now trees. And so I'm not getting as much light in some of the areas, so I don't have as many flowers as I had hoped or as I once wanted. And, oh gosh.
You can have a little.
I am not master gardener. We're just gonna put it that way.
You can have a little mecca there though, go from, flowers and garden stuff to shooting in the
I think Chuck's angling for lunch there.
Yeah.
Is this, whose is this one?
That's another one of mine.
Okay.
So this was drive home from Arizona back in February, and it snowed in the desert.
Oh, nice.
And this is just a little bit below where the snow was covering everything. I was driving my 1-ton dually with the trailer up the highway, which is quite steep, and I kept breaking traction. So it was a white knuckle drive, but getting to photograph the desert in snow was really quite fun. This is an HDR image. And you weren't supposed to stop along the highway, and I was doing it anyway. There was pretty much only the cops out on the road. And so I wasn't spending a lot of time focusing and stuff, but I was having a good time. I put this one in, again, it's an HDR, and you can see kind of on the bush over there on the right. It's up against the blue, where you kind of know what the technical term for it is. I call it ghosting. And I threw this one in to see if maybe somebody knows how you treat that or how you handle that. Make that not HDR. Again, it's kind of washed out a little bit. There were a lot of different colors in the grasses and stuff that really attracted me to this particular shot.
Are you talking about the red image?
Yes.
Okay, so here's something that I've been testing out. In Photoshop, if you use your quick selection tool, it'll select, select whatever color, whatever you want. But if you zoom in on that really close, quick selection tool, it'll select all of the branches, and then modify the like a feather.
Oh, the radius?
Yes, the
Radius?
radius to like 2 pixels or something. And then once you select that, you invert it, and then you can go get color or something from somewhere else. Stamp to fill in. And because that quick selection tool is very fine, it'll give you a nice selection on those branches that you can fill. It's kind of play with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Try a few times and maybe do conditions with your selection tools. But I've been using that to fill in some times. And that.
They liked your.
They're clapping. They're clapping and not shooting, so we're okay.
And then there might be some haloing above the mountains there a little too. You might want to like have.
Yes, there is. If you zoom in, it's all the way across the sky.
What are your thoughts on sky replacement?
I know it's a little bit boring.
The
I don't,
technique or your-
well, this one, I don't tend to do a lot of that. But I think it would probably improve the photo.
You don't have to have like massive, awesome sunrise, sunset. You can just have like kind of like just a few wispy clouds. Just something to break up the sky. Yeah. Yeah.
Everything with graphics
Okay.
Is it Terry?
No.
Oh, yeah.
So this one is one of mine, and it's infrared. And so this one, I'll say generally I try to take photos without any power lines in them. I was gonna say, have you tried removing the power lines? So usually I try to, again, take photos and try and remove power lines or look for scenes that I can make a composition without power lines. And this one I sort of went the opposite. I saw these power lines and I saw the direction they were going. And I thought, let me just test it and see how it comes out. So yeah, it would take me a while to remove those power lines. I'm not leaving it. But again, so it was infrared, so that's where you get a little bit of that a different form of contrast there in terms of the way that it treats voltage down on the lower part. There were a lot of clouds there, and I had some of that stuff going on back up in the sky. But anyways, something much different than we're usually would try and shoot, but just thought this one had kind of a different points of interest to it.
Yeah, it's interesting to look at. There's a lot going on in there.
There's a lot wrong with it.
But you find yourself just keep looking in circles around it. Just you
Yeah,
look at the
it's pretty
foreground, you look
busy,
at the
for sure.
background, but no, but you stay within the image. You don't really like.
Yeah, the light reflecting off our light, so where it makes them white.
Right.
The little loops keep taking me back to the mountains. And I work my way
Yeah.
back across, and the loop takes me back to the mountains.
Again, something definitely different.
Where was this taken, Mike?
Pardon, yeah, so this is just over there at Daniel's.
Oh, it is?
Daniel's Gate, so right there where the power lines. that-
Oh. You can just leave them there. We'll take care of them. Or not.
On the north end of the
So it's
park?
right there, yeah, so right where the juncture of, let's say where you go, Ridge Road or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Daniel's Gate, so. Yeah, that would be the north end. The north end. So kind of right as you pull through there, and normally I drive by that part, it's like.
He didn't
I need to
care if
keep
he
going.
was-
Yeah, where that old barn is over there?
Yeah, so the barn is further, whatever.
Probably knows
south.
that.
Right. So it's, like I say,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty close to my home, so I will occasionally go up and down that road. And usually this is the part that I bypass because I need to get as far away from these power lines as I can. And this time all of a sudden, for whatever reason, I stopped right there and said, wonder what this would look like. And again, I don't think it would look very good in color or color black and white conversion, but the infrared gives a different look.
By the way, thanks to me not being able to find you guys and going to the wrong meeting, I think I'm now signed up for lunch.
Oh. You're the captain.
You better not be late for your shift.
And Gary Hubble said that it's an Excel employee. He likes that last shot.
Ah, there you go. So this was an anteater. That one of the gals in our group, she said, look, the branches are moving, and man, he was way up there. He came down a little bit, but we took some pictures, tried to do, luckily he stopped and wasn't moving too fast because the first images were like 25,000 ISO, 28,000 ISO.
Wow.
And what's that?
Can you point out like the anatomy, like where's the head? I'm having a little. trouble.
Right there at the top, you see his nose, it looks like,
Point
a-
it
okay.
Oh,
It has top right.
His nose.
What's this thing way down here then?
I thought that was his head, it's his arm.
It's his arm.
Yeah,
No, this thing going on the,
that's a branch going up.
it looks like a snout.
This is his snout right here. There's his ears, there's his
Okay, go
eyes.
straight down. Straight down, no,
It's
down,
claw.
That's
right
his,
there.
that's his hand,
Wow.
his
That's a
paw,
hand?
and his
Yeah,
claws.
Claws.
Yep, that's his claws. And his tail is
This
way
is
down.
tripping me out. I can't believe that. I literally, this is hard.
And once your mind gets locked in on thinking what something,
Yeah.
then it's hard to get past it.
Well-
I thought his snout was an ear.
Yeah.
And this is a good test for topaz denoise, because this was 6400 ISO. And
Wow.
I was down at a 1/60th of a second or so. It was, but it cleaned it up very well.
Wow, no
Yeah.
kidding.
But again, what they described photographing in Costa Rica was black belt photography, because they're all in the trees. It's all dark. You're pushing ISOs. It was
Or
hard.
they're flying.
Or they're flying.
Really?
Not flying where you want them to fly.
Of course.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just talking, I'm thinking, sorry,
That's okay.
thinking of myself.
It was about 8,000 pictures, and most of them are fuzzy. So
Well, denoise will sharpen too.
yeah, I didn't do any sharpening at all. This one was fine. This was in focus, but there was a lot of them that were just a little off here and there.
Guess who?
Yeah, the macro guy.
The 11 o'clock.
15.
It's 11 o'clock somewhere.
What I like is you kind of see the reflection in its eye.
Yeah,
Flowers.
so the flowers.
And
What
it's
was your goal
interesting.
for that day?
Yeah.
the end of its legs, it was like little tendrils that are coming out. You see they're coming with pollen also. It's kind of strange.
Look at how the wing goes into his body. It looks like it's on a hinge.
It's on a
That's
hinge.
crazy.
That is really, yeah, just, and the detail in the wing veins or whatever.
And you have to see this one on the computer, it's much.
Yeah, it's much more
warmer.
vibrant.
Yeah, the orange colors are.
Much more vibrant.
That's awesome.
That is cool.
I don't know what law school was, but you may want to think about moving it up.
This year's Elaine?
Yeah, that's my last bar for tonight, guys. This is this dahlia that I bought that is determined to die. And I was still, working with Flash and using some diffusers to fill in some of the, some of the dark spots. But it was just like this really, really cool flower that, and you can't tell on the screen there, but it's very vibrant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I can see it on
I don't know if they
Yeah.
can see, just you can tell a different color. It's over here.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah, I think that one, kids by this one.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love all the directions that the things are going.
Yeah, the petals were just going everywhere. It's
Well, but will they
it's
open
not a
up?
soft, it's not a soft flower. It has very pointy petals and that type of stuff.
I like the ones in the center that kind of have a little twist to them.
Do those petals
Get the
open up?
details.
Or is that?
No, that's full bloom.
Oh, okay.
What
And
was the
and
lens?
actually, it's a little bit past bloom, so they're kind of starting to curl a little bit.
That's really
What was the lens? What was the?
That was my 90 macro.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's all really nice and focused, which is tough.
Did you focus stack or?
Yeah, it was.
No, because I don't have the patience to focus that.
Okay, because it's manual on the
But
Sony.
it's really in sharp.
Yeah, it's very good, front to back. Very
And
nice.
that, and what you described and did with the light is really nice.
So now we got to get a flower judge, and then you guys will just sweep it with the insects and the flowers.
I was gonna say, we've seen more macro shots tonight than our last macro competition.
Well, that's good. Maybe it's encouraging.
Yeah.
So is this along your drive?
This is actually near my father-in-law's place in Scottsdale. They have 15 acres of land that was in the middle of nowhere when they bought it over 100 years ago. Now the town of Scottsdale is brought up around it. So there are oases, golf courses, and all that Scottsdale stuff.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Is it appreciated?
It's not working very much now.
Yeah. So again, this one's kind of washed out a little bit.
Yeah, this is much better on the screen, but
But actually, there's 3 owls in the picture there. If you look closely,
There
Mama
is?
Owl's on the lower left. And she's, you can see the black,
Oh.
that's her ear.
What?
lower, yeah.
Where?
Go back over.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Okay, that's
there
what I
you go.
thought.
Oh.
Where?
Yeah, so that's Mama Owl.
Right there?
Uh,
There's your ear right there.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
yeah, that's her eye right there. It's just a little bit like.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
So-
Find the owl.
Is she behind?
Yeah.
No, she's in the front. She's in the front. They just blend in so well.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Yeah, this one doesn't work for me either. then.
There's actually.
My
There's actually
brain
a
is
third baby.
scrambled.
She's not visible in this one.
Does she have the wing in front of the rest of her face?
No, she's kind of turned away.
That is so, yeah, that is, wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is- All right, we gotta,
Incredibly sharp too.
let's see if we can.
Zoom in all the way. I'll go all the way.
Well, that's
Yeah, I
100%.
can definitely see the eye.
I can too, but it looks like that line that comes down is throwing me off.
That is, yeah, that is, once you point it out, it's like, okay, my head's, that's,
It's
yeah.
not,
yeah.
it's not facing us.
I liked
It's
it better when
turning.
it was 2 hours.
Okay, Darren, that's only 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go at 2 hours because I love their eyes. and I love the way that they're looking like, when you're looking at.
That is really
Yeah, the
cool.
eyes are-
Very good shot.
So this used to be a secret nest, and now it's, somebody posted on Facebook, and every time you go there, there's 20 or 30 photographers there.
But isn't that private property?
Private property?
No, this one's actually, it's right off the road. I'm standing on the road. And shooting this is maybe, I don't know, 50, 70 feet away.
Wow.
It would focus them through that.
Wow.
200 with the 2x.
Okay.
There's my
That's a great shot though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love the eyes.
Even the third one.
Oh, he stripped the metadata. I can't tell you.
So this is mine. Obviously, it's Yosemite. They're half dome in the back there. And the colors are stripped out. But I was in this meadow the day before and I noticed these grouping of trees and they kind of framed half dome. What I really, it's kind of hard to see, but what I really liked is that one branch coming from the left center tree comes down almost like a lightning strike and hits the tip of half dome.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to get. So I came back the next morning and got some color. And yeah, I just really enjoyed taking that photo.
And you do have good color.
Yeah, the sky's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
That's right, it's really nice. And I mean, like you said, the composition, when you found that branch that it's unique and to get half dome framed into that, you know.
Maybe just lighten half dome up a little bit to make it, to pull you to it.
And there's a white spot over on the right hand side of the rocks.
Yeah, that's snow.
Snow?
Yeah,
Snows
it
there?
was like late April.
Oh,
So some snow.
They need more of that there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more.
yeah.
And no heat. Colors are better on this.
Yeah.
That one's mine.
Now this bird is taking off.
Yes.
They land on these palm fruits and then you can see it going.
That's cool.
Very noisy birds.
Yes. I like how you got all the wings in it.
Yeah,
Cut it all the wing off. That's very good.
And this is one,
Out in front of them, you see the two.
the
Wow.
darker spots,
Yeah.
yeah. Oops.
Clone those away, so it just it goes basically masks into the background.
Yeah, right here.
Visualize those
Yeah,
things and
well-
crash into it.
They aren't that bad on the screen, but yeah, it makes a difference.
Okay.
I would also do that one branch that comes out of his belly.
Oh, yeah, just below it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Oh,
would
that's
fly
a good
from
idea.
2000 ISO to 10,000 ISO to, because it was all, they'd fly through shade and sun and it was a nightmare. A lot of cussing going on.
Do like shutter priority or
No, shoot manual and then auto aperture or auto ISO and then
Okay.
wide area, autofocus and just pray and, spray and pray.
But it was shutter priority, you said?
No, we just
Oh.
full manual, but
Oh.
auto ISO.
Oh,
And then
okay.
set, I think you were 3200 ISO.
I don't know.
Let's see what it was. Yeah. 3200 to the second, 5.6, 400 millimeters. ISO 5000.
all manual and then just hoping that the exposure works.
Yeah,
As
well,
it's
using the
getting different
ISO,
light,
let
different-
an auto ISO to it, it did, because you obviously had to keep your shutter speed up to try and
Right,
catch them.
sure. That's good.
But yeah, it was a challenge. She got some good ones. I never got to get pictures of them flying. I got a lot of tail feathers and pieces of wings and
Those
empty
down there
sky.
was always a blur.
Yeah, empty sky. There was a bird there, really. This might get to Darren.
No, I got that one. That's a slot foot.
This is all I could see for a while of that
I've
slot.
seen it on Discovery Channel.
So I don't know. It's
I like it. I
It's
like
nice
it.
and sharp. Look at, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to say, it's a little darkening of the tree branch to make the claw stand out a little more.
Okay. I did lighten the claws some more, but I can take it down a little bit.
I might crop it.
Crop in tighter, top to top, side, maybe.
I don't know, I would like the crop versus part of me that's leaning towards the square to be now, but I think we've got a lot of stuff on the right hand side.
That's really fine for it.
This
On
is,
the right, left.
I like the eye in the bottom right
okay.
corner.
I mean, I like the way that you've got the leaves of the berry that kind of leads you into it.
On the leaf.
I like
Yeah.
that too. But
See it?
Yeah, you see his
That-
eye.
Yeah.
Not even close to what that outfit. Not even close.
You see his eye.
Yeah, I see it right here. Right there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty cool addition.
This was just, we were waiting to see his face, and I thought, well, that's all I could see. I might as well try to do
That's
something
what
with
I
it.
say, now that you say that, I was
Yeah.
looking at it.
It's a neat idea. Yeah.
It's like a meat face, like it's gonna eat the slaw.
It's an angry sloth. Michael?
Yeah, so this is me, and again, it looks way washed out up there as far as skin tones and so forth, and that's compared to what it looks like here, but, so, a friend of mine's son also graduated high school this next year. I went ahead and took some out at, South Valley Park, over towards, kind of near, Jackville Lake. So this is one that was, so it was evening, not sunset, but it was a kind of nice cloudy evening, so it was all natural light, and let's see, there were some guide wires and so forth that were next to that fence, so I cloned those out, but everything else is pretty much as is. But again, the skin tones are not what you see up there. It's more.
So is this a stray hair?
It is. Cut that out.
And yeah, and then maybe level this bump up.
Right.
Other than that, and then we might want to darken that down a little bit.
Okay,
And then, no, I'm just kidding.
sure.
To make it more muscular or taller.
And
See if you can borrow that parrot.
the macaw, you get the macaw.
Oh, there.
Right.
maybe you could use flash with this one.
I did not, no. It was natural. It was cloudy out that day, but it was natural. But
Yeah, so it's good light. It's good light.
yeah, it was fairly soft on the natural light, so I didn't do anything with that.
Nice.
You almost have Rembrandt, don't you?
Yeah, the angle that it was coming at.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And like I said, it was evening, but it was not sunset. But the clouds.
I think this is the last one, I think.
That's mine again. My wife and I went up for the wildflower festival, of course, a couple weeks ago. And one of the things I've been trying to do this spring is kind of focus on flowers. Just improving my work there. And one of the things that frustrates me is every time I try and go with longer flowers, it all just kind of seems to fall. I shoot through the lens and I feel like I've got something good, and then I look at it, there you go. That's really cool.
We all know that feeling.
Yeah.
Every one of us.
It's hard.
So this was, I mean, it's just amazing for anybody who hasn't been out there. It's just it goes on. I had the perfect flower for the hunt there a couple of weeks ago. I just shot it 2 days too early. The yellow sunflowers will come forever. All the way up to sound and music kind of fountains up there. But anyway, that's why I put this one in. I just really kind of enjoyed all the
Colors.
just, yeah, colors and just the masses of flowers up there.
And the colors are, once again, said this I think,
Yeah.
30 times today, but there's a lot more color here on the screen.
Yeah, so much color.
They're pretty much dead.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
So a little bit of self-criticism, I think if I would use maybe a little bit wider. fonts, a little bit closer, it might help. I would, in this one, I was trying to focus on kind of the purple daisies that are there.
Since you're white. It almost turned it into a narrow crop.
Like a panel.
Yeah, style crop, so it mostly can curl like a third of the bottom, because your bottom isn't where your focus is. Unlock your.
Yeah,
Unlock
your
your
crop.
ratio.
I'm trying to get to it. Hang on.
And then like where your purple flowers are, make that kind of like either on your center maybe. So that purple kind of carries across, but you have the on the bottom and you have the top to give you some shape of- But then that kind of helps you focus on the flowers themselves.
Sorry. I don't know why it's weird screen on me. Okay. Come on.
But yeah, those are hard. I always see those, I'm like, yeah.
You should for a half hour. Yeah. You know,
Oh, I keep trying to.
I have
Keep
excellent
it wrong, but-
text.
There we go. Sorry.
Maybe go to like a 1x2.
Yeah.
One by one. But I don't
Oh,
know.
that might be like custom.
You can create it, yeah.
I'm doing it sideways. There you go. There's your 1 by 2.
I might even like more. But then you can play with your second one, you've got like the reds that kind of create like a little hill in the back that you don't, that create a little curvy line. So you can, yeah, you can go through now and work on those.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
that's better.
this right here does look good, and, because I think on the original, there was like a little section that was like out of focus down on the right.
Yeah.
And so forth, so this right here. It looks really nice.
Let me see if there's. Nope, that's it. So. Macro City.
Right.
For those of you at home. Hopefully, oh, I'll turn on the lights. You can see us.
The exit sign.
Wow, there we are.
Yeah.
We exist.
Yeah, Gary says, great shots, everyone. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. The whole rest of the crew, so you can see them.
And great shots, but also great comments throughout. So, I mean, again, it's these meetings where we have a lot of really good skilled photographers that I learned a lot from. So every time we do one of these exhibition nights, and it's a great experience for me.
All right, well, I'm gonna end it for the folks online and we'll pack up and go home before the police come back and get us.
Yeah, thank you again for everybody that contributed to. A lot of fun.
See everybody. Bye.